Hi Cancer, here is your love reading for the month of June 2017. I'm sorry that I didn't do any uploads last week, but unfortunately I have been ill. I've had a bad chest infection and I'm also recovering from sinusitis. Now, I had started to do weekly readings, but unfortunately I have decided to revert back to just monthly readings. The thing is, I work through the week full time and also run a home and also try to upload videos. And in between that, I need to try to have some free time for myself. So for the time being, I have reverted back to doing just monthly readings. I will be doing monthly love readings. I will continue to do the ex-partner readings as long as you still want them to be done. And hopefully I will have the time to get back on track with the career readings. Now, also I have decided to start to show the card that is at the bottom of the deck. And you here have got the Five of Pentacles in its reverse position. It's slightly more positive in the reversed, because for some of you, you may be regaining an element of self-confidence that recently you may have lost. Or even for some of you, it may feel as though certain bad times are now starting to get easier. The only downside with this Five of Pentacles is it can have an element of feeling lonely, even if you're in a relationship or have other people around you. That feeling as though you're in a room full of people, yet somehow you feel very much alone or isolated. You may even feel within your relationship that something feels out of place, which may be resulting in you feeling this element of loneliness or isolation. Now, at the center of the reading, we do have the Queen of Wands. Now, this can be talking about somebody that you are involved with. And if that's the case, it could very well be an air sign, which is Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But it may also, for some of you, be talking about your energy in this month of June. If that is the case and it's talking about you, you may need to start to try to refocus your goals and your direction, to try to work out what direction you want to go in your life. Because if you are in a relationship and yet you are feeling this energy of the Five of Pentacles, where you're feeling very much alone, then that's something that's going to have to be dealt with. With the Queen of Swords as well, there's an element of needing to be more assertive, needing to speak up and say what you are thinking, whether it's positive or negative. If you're dealing with an air sign, then they may very well be coming across in kind of a cold manner. The Queen of Swords in the reverse position can be very self-centered, can be quite critical, can be very sharp with her words. Now, it's not gender specific in these general readings, so please keep that in mind. So like I said, it's going to go two ways here. Either some of you are dealing with a person like I've described, or we're talking here about your own energy. Now, what's crossing that Queen of Swords? In the challenging position, we do have number 7 in the Major Arcana. We do have the Chariot card, and it is reversed. In the Major Arcana, the Chariot card is the victory card, the ultimate victory. So this can be talking about how there's a lack of victory here in regards to this situation. There's no movement there with the Chariot card. In the reverse position, the Chariot is not going anywhere. It's kind of stuck. For some of you, you could feel that this relationship at the moment is not going anywhere, that there is no progression. For some of you, you could feel that you have no control in this, that it may feel that you're pretty much at the mercy of your partner, so to speak, that they are the ones who are in the driving seat. They are the ones who are dictating which way this relationship is going to go. It can very much have an energy about this, about feeling quite hopeless about a relationship. But for some of you here, the challenge is for you to try to take some control back here. As I said, I feel for some of you, it is about the need to be more assertive. Because at the moment, I don't feel that you are the one that is having much say in this relationship. Now, down here, we've got another Major Arcana. We've got number 20, and it's the Judgment. And the Judgment card does come directly before the World card. And the World card is the completion of something. In order for there to be a new chapter. But before we can get to the closing of one door and the opening of something new, we need to have this Judgment here. Yes, the Judgment card can talk about second chances. But it can also talk about the resolution to something. The conclusion. It may very well be that during this month of June, you are going to feel as though you need to resolve this situation. That this can no longer carry on the way it is. You're going to feel the need to make this judgment call. See, the Judgment card when we bring judgment to something, when we bring this conclusion to something, it then allows us to be able to move forward, to not be stuck like this Chariot card here. Now, for some of you, that conclusion could be to end this relationship. For some of you, it could be to resolve the issues here in order to try to bring harmony back. Now, in your near past, we do have another court card. We've got the Queen of Wands here. Now, this is fire energy. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Maybe some of you, again, not gender specific, are involved with a fire sign. And in that case, this Queen of Swords is going to be your energy. The Queen of Wands in this reverse position describes somebody that can be jealous. There can be an element of deceit and manipulation with that energy. Also somebody that is very pushy, very controlling, wants everything their way. And like I said, it may be for some of you that you are involved with a fire sign, who is displaying those characteristics. That, like I said, is being very controlling, very domineering. That they are the ones that are calling the shots here. They are the ones who are in the driving seat of this relationship. Up here, we've got more fire energy. This time we've got the Five of Wands, and it is in its reversed position. Now, again, in the reverse, it's slightly better than in the upright. But what the Five of Wands tells us is that there's been some conflict, some arguments between you and the other person. Maybe both of you trying to get yourselves heard, but all you've done is shout over each other in order to get yourself heard. But when you've been through that type of conflict, eventually it brings you to a stage where you're going to need to have a moment of introspection. Because that kind of conflict is very challenging. And it has to impact on you internally. It's got to create some internal struggles here about which way you need to go, what needs to be done here. Now, your outcome is the Ace of Swords. And in the reading I done today for Aries, they too had the Ace of Swords as their outcome card. So yes, some of you may very well be involved with a fire sign, with that Queen of Wands. The Ace of Swords is that breakthrough moment, that aha moment. When you gain more clarity, when you start to understand a relationship or what has been happening, you gain a better understanding of it. It's almost like a fog clearing where you, as I said, you can see things more clearly. But also the Ace of Swords can talk about a better communication between you both. See, if both of you can put these wands down and start to listen to each other rather than shout over one another, your form of communication can become more clearer and more positive. But it may also require you to have this time for introspection, to kind of work through any internal issues and struggles that you may be going through because of what you've been dealing with here. Especially if you're feeling this energy of feeling very much alone and isolated, even though you are in a relationship with somebody. Because if there's been challenges and arguments and shouting over one another, it is going to make you feel very alone and very isolated. The issues within this relationship are going to vary for all of you because it's a general reading. But if you can have, or if you can gain, or get a clearer picture in your head and clear your thoughts and cut away at all of the fog, then, like I said, the communication lines can then be opened up and become more clearer and more positive. There may very well be a control issue within this relationship, that one person is wanting to control the other. One person is dictating how this relationship is progressing. And the other person may very well be feeling as though they are being challenged, they're not being listened to, and the other person is constantly shouting over them. The need is to be more assertive. The need is to try to find resolutions here with that Judgment card. Which will then, as I said, bring about that Ace of Swords energy. The Ace is always a new beginning within your thinking and your form of communication. So Cancer, that does conclude this reading. I do hope it resonates with somebody. Please remember though that it is a general reading and it will not apply to all of you. This also is for Cancer Sun, Moon and Rising. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.